Parker is also the man, but in a different way. Joe Parker deserves his shot at a world title. And let's not forget, Parker lost his WBO world title to AJ in a snoozer in Wales. It was a terrible fight. It just didn't gel, but that's a long time ago. That's a young Joe Parker, that's a younger AJ. They're at very different stages of their career.
Joseph Parker is a true heavyweight fighter who has proved himself time and time again. His career is filled with impressive moments that highlight his skill, determination, and hunger to be the best. Parker never backs down from a challenge. He has faced some of the biggest names in boxing and always gives it his all. His fight against Martin Bellel was a perfect example of his talent, proving that he's not just aiming for a title, he's coming to take it. Parker is determined to reclaim his place at the top and make history once again. With each fight, he shuts down doubters and reminds everyone why he's a serious threat in the division. He has earned his shot at the world title, and if boxing is fair, it's time for him to get the opportunity he deserves. Parker is ready, and the heavyweight division better be prepared.
He said that he's only got 2 fights left. Okay, one of them I'm pretty sure was Dubois, and I think that was Dubois under the premise of being 2-time undisputed champion. But now that's gone on it. That's pretty much out. So he beats Dubois again, he gets his IBF back, but in the process loses his WBO to Joe Parker in some capacity. And Joe Parker deserves his shot, 100%. Joe Parker deserves everything that he has worked for. He has changed his career. He's under Andy Lee now.
Joseph Parker has made it clear he only has 2 fights left, and the stakes couldn't be higher. His first plan was to face Daniel Dubois and aim for a second undisputed championship. But with that dream slipping away, Parker is still determined to get what he deserves. Now his focus has shifted to taking on the top heavyweights in his way. If he fights Dubois again, he could reclaim the IBF title and possibly even the WBO. And let's be honest, Parker has earned this shot. He has worked tirelessly, and his career comeback has been nothing short of incredible. With Andy Lee in sight, his corner, Parker has transformed into a dangerous contender. The world title is within reach, and it's time for him to take it. No one can deny his talent and determination anymore. What do you think? Is this Parker's moment to shine, or is the world title still just out of reach? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Insinuates that you believe that Oleksandr Usyk is going to give up that belt, and therefore Joseph Parker will be upgraded from interim champion.
My understanding is that he may do that, but he may choose Joseph Parker. He's got the option to choose Joseph Parker over Daniel Dubois as well. That's the option it gives him. And there are talks going on, I understand.
On the other hand, Adam Catterall didn't hesitate to stir the pot when discussing Usyk's future. He dropped a bombshell that could send shockwaves through the boxing world. Usyk may be on the verge of vacating his title, a move that would open the door for Joseph Parker to be elevated from interim champion. The stakes are monumental. Catterall didn't sugarcoat it, highlighting that there's a real possibility could give up the belt, igniting an explosion of speculation. This isn't just about Parker stepping into a vacant spot. Usyk still has the power to dictate who challenges him next, and all signs point to Parker as the front runner, while Catterall also mentioned Daniel Dubois. It's clear the buzz surrounding Parker is deafening. There are talks happening right now, and this could be a game-changer, Catterall added, amplifying the excitement. With the heavyweight division on the brink of chaos, will Parker finally get his moment, or will you shut it down once and for all? The division is about to get even more explosive.
Dubois that pulled out of the fight, not Joseph Parker. And it was Daniel Dubois that put himself out the line for it. So why would Daniel Dubois be awarded a direct crack of Usyk when he pulled out the fight? So the right person to get the crack should be Joseph Parker. Why not? He was the one that turned up to fight. He fought, got the job.
Johnny Nelson didn't pull any punches when confronting the mess in the heavyweight division, and his words were brutal. He didn't hold back in calling out the decision to give Daniel Dubois another shot at Usyk. Despite the fact that Dubois was the one who pulled out of the previous fight, Nelson slammed the whole situation as deeply flawed. According to him, Joseph Parker, who stepped up, put in the work, and faced the hardest challenges, deserved the title shot. Parker didn't hesitate or run from the pressure. He earned his right to face us. Meanwhile, the decision to hand Dubois another crack at the title raised some serious questions about fairness in boxing. Nelson's frustration couldn't be clearer. If boxing valued merit and hard work, Parker would be the one stepping into the ring next. So will the politics of the sport continue to reward those who back down, or will Parker finally get the shot he's earned? The future of the heavyweight division is at a breaking point.
Frank Warren is probably going round to Team Parker right now, begging him, please, please, Joseph, please, Joe, let my little nephew Dubois, let him get an undisputed fight, please. I beg you, Joseph. I'll do anything. I'll give you £5 million. Hell no, fuck no. Joseph Parker's like, hell no, Frank. Nah, I'm a warrior. I want to fight the best. I ain't taking no fucking side.
Warren is likely scrambling behind the scenes, desperately pleading with Joseph Parker to step aside and let Daniel Dubois take the USK fight. Instead, you can almost picture Warren begging, trying to convince Parker to give up his shot and let Dubois. Boys take the stage, but Parker, being the absolute warrior he is, isn't having any of it. He's made his intentions crystal clear. This isn't about money or side deals. It's about challenging the best and taking on the toughest. No one, not even Warren, is going to sway him from his mission, while Warren may be working overtime to clear a path for Dubois. Parker's eyes are locked on one thing and one thing only. The world title, the heavyweight division, better brace itself, because Joseph Parker is coming for the top, and nothing, not even the behind-the-scenes efforts, is going to hold him back. The storm is coming, and it's Parker's time to shine.
Usyk-Parker fight, I think is a good fight. Parker's on a bit of a roll. He'd just beaten Martin Bakole. That was a great knockout. I know Bakole was flying in late from the Congo and he was tired, but that shot on the top of his head sent his equilibrium, and he got stretchered and he got ironed out. It was all over the place. The fight had to be stopped. So, although it was a good win for Parker, he's not going to get great credit for it. But do I want to see Parker in the ring with Usyk rather than Dubois against Dubois?
On the other side, Carl Froch didn't hold back when discussing the potential clash between Usyk and Parker. The man knows how to stir the pot. He's clearly intrigued by the matchup, especially considering Parker's recent form. But let's face it, Parker's on fire right now. He's been tearing through his opponents, and that knockout of Martin Bellel, a brutal statement, a vicious shot to the top of Bellel's head, was enough to throw the fighter from the Congo completely off balance, with no chance of recovery. That kind of power sent shockwaves through the division. However, Froch wasn't quick to jump on the Parker hype train. While he acknowledged the win, he wasn't ready to call it the performance of a lifetime. The real debate is this: who would you rather see face Usyk, Parker with his momentum, or Dubois, who's still in the conversation? The tension's building and the questions keep coming. Parker or Dubois? That's the million-dollar question.
Are you thinking that the Usyk-Dubois fight still happens even though that fight's been ordered?
Yeah, and nobody knows what's gonna. Well, nobody knows. There's rumours flying around that they're talking to each other to try and make that fight with Dubois and Usyk. But our preference is to fight Usyk, and we commend Gustavo at the WBO for ordering this fight, because I think Joe deserves the fight. Joe deserves the fight.
Without a doubt, Andy Lee isn't holding back. Joseph Parker versus Oleksandr Usyk is inevitable, and there's no escaping it. The WBO has officially ordered Usyk to defend his title against Parker within 30 days, effectively cornering the undisputed champion with no way out. Lee is clear Parker has earned this shot, and there's no room for excuses anymore. Meanwhile, Usyk's negotiations with other potential opponents are irrelevant. He's been put on notice. The boxing world is watching, waiting to see whether Usyk will step up and prove he's the best, or if he'll try to dodge the challenge altogether. On the other hand, Parker has crushed every opponent in his path, and now he's on the verge of greatness. The heavyweight division is heating up, and this fight could change everything with only 30 days on the clock. Everything is on the line. Will Usyk rise to the challenge, or will Parker be left chasing shadows? The drama is about to unfold.
I'm sure he'll want to defend his belts, and I'm sure he'll want to fight Joe. But let's see what happens. They have how many days to enter negotiations? There's not been any of that. I haven't heard anything about that yet. But Joe's got a great manager in David Higgins. He's also got Spencer Brown on his team, so they will be fighting for his side.
Meanwhile, this battle is heating up, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Andy Lee's comments have only intensified the drama, as USK's reign is now being questioned. Like never before, with the WBO's mandate for a title defense, the focus has shifted squarely to Joseph Parker. His camp is pushing hard, and the urgency is undeniable. The question everyone's asking now is whether Usyk will answer the call or find a way to avoid Parker. Meanwhile, as the politics of boxing play out in the background, Parker remains unwavering in his pursuit. He's done the work, fought the fights, and now he's poised to take his shot at the world title. The division is on the verge of a major shift, and the question lingers, will Parker finally get what he deserves? Or will the politics continue to play a role in determining the future of the heavyweight division? It's time to find out.
A lot of people think, based on that, I can see that fight happening. However, though, if it's going to go down like that, my counterpunch would be either Joseph Parker has the fight for that vacant title of the WBA. It shouldn't be just give it to him, because I think he would rather fight for it anyway. I think he should fight for that WBA title. I think if he wins that title, he'll become the WBA.
Joseph Parker is standing on the edge of heavyweight history, and it's about time the boxing world takes notice. The WBA title is within his grasp, and if there's any justice in the sport, he's the next to wear that crown. This isn't some fluke shot. It's a well-earned opportunity. Parker has obliterated the so-called dangerous contenders, proving time and again that he belongs at the top. The man is relentless, a beast in the ring, and now the time has come for him to stake his claim as the division's true champion. He doesn't just want the belt, he wants to dominate with it. Meanwhile, the heavyweight division continues to be plagued by politics and bureaucracy, keeping real fighters like Parker from their due glory. The very idea that there's still a debate about whether he deserves this shot is absurd. He's faced the toughest, beaten the best, and now it's his time to shine. If Parker claims the WBA title, it won't just be a victory, it'll be a declaration. The entire division will have no choice but to acknowledge his dominance.
Parker, in the immediate aftermath, called out Oleksandr Usyk, and for me personally, if ever there was a guy who deserves a world title shot, if ever there was a guy who deserved a crack at Oleksandr Usyk, even though Daniel Dubois is a champion, for me, it's got to be Joseph Parker.
Meanwhile, Joseph Parker has done more than enough to earn a world title shot after a dominant win. He made it crystal clear that he's ready to face the toughest challenge out there, targeting Oleksandr Usyk, realistically, who deserves it, more Parker. Obliterated Martin B. Cole, a fighter most heavyweights would steer clear of, and did it in devastating fashion. On the other hand, the same old politics continue to push other names forward completely, disregarding the fact that Parker has consistently faced and beaten top-tier competition. Daniel Dubois may hold a belt, but when it comes to proving yourself at the elite level, Parker is on a whole different plane. The question now is whether boxing will reward the rightful contender or let behind-the-scenes deals steal what Parker has clearly earned. Hence, the burning question remains, is Parker truly capable of winning? Or will the clash of styles leave him outclassed by the champ? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explosive boxing content.